Geoff Schwartz alongside Creed Humphreys, 3-year starter in the Oklahoma offensive line. Joe Moore Award winner as well. Excited to talk to him about his favorite plays and the adjustments in the Oklahoma offense. All right, let's draw the staple play for the Oklahoma offense, the GT counter and the adjustments offense, because you do some fun things with this formationally. So let's start with the formation, the favorite one you like to run out of, and the most common defense.
Okay. This is my favorite formation to run it out of. Just trips right.
So in the huddle, there's trips right, GT counter.
Yeah, okay. GT counter to the right. But favorite defense, just a 4-2 box over front in this. We usually put this single receiver into the boundary with it.
Yep. One high, see a lot of one high.
Yeah, a little one high in there. But so yeah, with this one, we're running to the right. So
first of all, where's the designed hole where you want? Because in a gap scheme, unlike a zone scheme, you kind of find your way, right? You can find where you're going. Gap scheme is a designed hole. Where are you looking at?
Yeah, so we're running it. Whenever he's pulling around, they're deucing back to this guy right here. So they're gonna deuce block back to him. I'm blocking back right here. He's pulling, kicking out this end right here. He's pulling around right to this front side backer. And the running back's aiming point is right off of both of their butts. So they're trying to cut this hole right here, right in between really the mic and the wheel.
So in you're the center, you're back blocking. What's your footwork like? Ideal footwork on a so he's a 2 right now, right?
Yeah, we got a 2-eye on that. They do more of that.
So what are you worried about? Are you worried about him going up the field?
Yeah.
Or him going over the top? Which
one? Both. We saw a lot of different ways that teams tried to go against this play. So yeah, teams were either penetrating that guy straight ahead, or they would read this guard, and as soon as he saw him, he'd try to fight over the top as fast as he can. So my footwork on that is really just when I'm snapping, I'm stepping right here, trying to get down. Right, I'm trying to stay a little bit flatter on this for the penetration first because it's harder to adjust to penetration. Looking for the penetration, trying to keep my head inside, shoulder on him, get this hand inside, make sure I have a good inside and get it extended so we can't fight over the top with it, and then really just trying to drive him out of this hole.
And when the guy works kind of back up the field over the top this way, how are you trying to stay in front of him without kind of holding him?
Yeah, so right there, he's fighting off over the top late on that. And I feel that, and I can't really stay with my hips inside of him. Then I'll bring this backside hand through and kind of run him through that way and keep him vertical.
How did you find most teams try to defend this? Like, what was their best way to make sure this play never happened?
Yeah, so against us, linebackers were always keyed into our guards because that's a big tell. As soon as they see them pull, they would try to fight over the top as fast as they can this way, and really try to disrupt everything onto this side.
Yep.
So against that, what we would like to do, we always had a special tag with it. If we had teams doing that a ton, we kind of change up our play. And basically on my block back now, instead of me going flat, trying to stay inside, what I'm going to be doing is going a little bit flatter and trying to influence him to go over the top. And when he goes over the top, I'm going to pin him that way. We're showing the counter first right here with 2 steps, and then he's coming back out. Then we turn into a speed option, and we're reading this defensive end on that play.
So you come like flat like this, and you rotate your hips here?
Yeah, and I'd pin him back inside. And if he kept going over the top, and he was really hard against that counter, then I could climb up and check for backers.
You climb up you can almost
I could check for backers. If those backers are still over the top, and we get them pinned, then I can look for that safety. And then if we get to that, there's no one over here because he's running him off, on a fade route right here.
So we've talked a lot about how you were in charge of everything, and I'm so curious about this because you have to make adjustments, obviously, to anything you see. You might want to put the guys back in there. You have the nice black pen there. I have the blue adjustment pen. Okay, so you're at center here. You're looking at everyone, and you see a rotation, right? So you're looking at the safeties. Mm-hmm. So this safety is down over here, so they can't bring pressure if they wanted from this side.
Yeah.
And maybe the safety, and you're on the left hash probably.
Yeah, I'd be on the left hash.
So you have the field all over here. So if they're going to bring pressure to this side, college field is freaking wide, right? Because the hash marks are so wide. So you're going to see these guys cheat over, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to see the free safety cheat over here. And when this guy comes here, are you as the center changing the play, or is it on the quarterback? Or are you just saying call it and run it?
Yeah, we're not going to change the play in this. What we'll do in that is we'll make a fire call to alert, the running back, the quarterback, that we have pressure to this side. Once we make that fire call, what's going to happen is this tackle's going to slow down and let this end try to cross his face, and then he's going to pin him inside and keep driving inside and wash him down. Guard's going to do the same thing in this 3 technique, really pin him inside and wash him down. I'm going to feel this 2-eye right here. If he hits out, first thing I'm looking for, if he's hitting out, a lot of teams like to play him for the quarterback in this look, and then he became the read guy, so I would shove him out, and I'd look for this end folding over the top right here. So if I felt him head out right there, block him back, push him out, look for that end, and if he's come over, I'll climb and pick him.
What's your biggest tell that you're getting kind of front side pressure? Is it the will cheating over? Is it the free cheating over? Because you already have a safety down here,
Yeah.
so you know they can bring pressure anytime over here. What are you looking at in your stance? You got your hand on the ball. Okay, I know it's GT counter. I'm looking here. What are you looking at to make sure that you see this pressure?
Yeah, I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at hands. A lot of teams would try not to give it away, but a lot of times people would have to be able to, get in a different stance to make sure they could slant to a different gap. I'd look for linebackers shifted over. I'd look for him maybe cheating the box, in between this inside receiver in the box instead of being straight up head up on him. Everything like that. I'd look for this safety, rotating over more than he usually does. Everything, really.
I was trying to stop this play if I did this. I ran a pirate. Do you know what a pirate stunt is?
Yeah.
I ran a pirate stunt very quickly right here. Boom, boom, right downhill off that ass and right over here like this. How are you guys making sure that you still get this play off? How are you not getting picked? The nose comes over the top on a pirate stunt.
Yeah, so we go in there game planning wise. If we know teams run pirate and everything, I'm gonna step the same way. Get that. I'm gonna keep this backside hand free instead if we know this pirate's coming. And as soon as I feel this 3 technique coming into me to pick me, I'm gonna grab him and pull him over across my face, get him onto my side. And then this guard, if the end's enough into him, he'll pull him over too, and then the tackle will climb to him. If that end's not really picking this guard, he'll climb up vertical and get the nose.
I forgot one thing in a pirate stunt, right?
Yeah.
2 high safeties.
Yeah.
It's the oldest one in the books. My favorite thing, by the way, is so you have 2 high safeties, pirate, right? Everyone does it that plays 2 high safeties. And they always chime up with different P words to call it, right?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, power, pirate, and then you just call it out and they get so angry.
Yeah.
So in college football, you just, the way that everything hashes are set up, you can get it done. How many times a game would you run this play?
That's our biggest run play for sure. I mean, we ran that a ton. It'd either be that, any form of zone, anything like that, but mainly is the GT counter is kind of our staple.
What if you get weak pressure on this play? So you're coming. I mean, 3-by-1, it feels very unlikely you get weak pressure.
Yeah.
But let's say you get weak pressure.
Yeah. So in a lot of this, if we got weak pressure, it'd usually be a corner blitz on that, or the safety rolled down right there. But and if that was happening, usually this guy would be more outside the box in that look. So
you call and run it. You're not changing it.
yeah, we're not going to change it. So if we know this pressure's coming to this left side, I'm going to make a gap call on this. I'm going to surpass this nose guard, leave him for this right guard. He's going to pin him inside. This tackle is going to stay on the 3 technique. If that 3 technique slants inside, then he's going to be climbing up to this front side backer. And we're always leaving 2 out here for the pullers. So I'm going to go back and I'm blocking this in. We're leaving this blitzer right here for the quarterback to read.
Quarterback to read. How often did the quarterback keep the ball in this? I never saw your quarterback keep the ball.
Not too often. Usually we had it blocked up the right way and he didn't have to, and we'd be able to run it for a touchdown on that. But
Double A-gap pressure. You saw this against Florida in the bowl game.
yeah. So I'll draw it up out of a 2-by-2 look.
So you talked about how you had to know, obviously, protections and what you're charging, but formation. You said the first thing you listen to in the huddle is formation. Why is that so important?
Yeah, it's so important for us at OU just because everything's based off formation. That's how we kind of operated our offense. Everybody knew the formation. Everybody knew exactly where everybody was lined up for us. That includes all 5 offensive linemen. So we'd know that. And then from that, we would always study by formation. We'd study tendencies out of formations, blitzes out of formations, coverages out of formations, everything like that. So whenever you hear the formation, you have an idea of how that defense wants to line up, what they like to do out of those defenses, and how we can counteract that in our plays.
What about hash mark?
Yeah, we also golf hash marks too. Like if we know we have a single receiver into that hash, then we know there's a higher likelihood of, a corner coming on that, anything like that in college football. So yeah, really everything is based off of tendencies, and that's how we study.
So when you're getting ready for a game like this, you're seeing double A-gap pressure, you're playing Iowa State at that 3-3-5. When you go into Monday to start looking at the game plan, how much is spent just initially looking at, okay, these are the formations we're running?
Oh, that's a ton. That's mainly what we do on our Sunday studies. We come in and report on formations to our offensive line coach, and we kind of break down what tendencies we saw, what blitzes we saw. We do that with formations. We do that for different situations in the game like goal line, red zone, third down pressures, things like that.
You might do less of that in the NFL, believe it or not. You're not gonna like. You have to know where the tight end is. You have to know the special formations. You have to know what hash you're on, but you will not have to know formation tendencies. So you might actually have less to do in the NFL for that. So let's talk about double A gap pressure, the toughest for a center.
Yeah, and I'll drop the toughest one that we saw this year was against Iowa State. So they'd have double 3 techniques, ends. They'd have the, I'll draw the running back on this side, but they'd have the Will right here, Mike to this side, corner.
No, don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Sam.
their corners.
This would be a 1 high safety look for them, but they would usually have this strong safety kind of in the box, not in the box. He'd be
You're just fooling with you guys.
fooling around in here. And so I'll just keep him on this side. Free safety would be to this side. He'd be a little bit lower on a plane than this free safety would, though.
Yeah.
So that was a tip-off for me right now. I knew we're getting what we'd call triple in, where we have 2 blitzers in this A-gap, and the safety's also coming A-gap.
Hey, diddle, 3 up the middle. I love it.
Yeah. So I would always look for that, and I would always look for where that safety is and what side he's on pre-snap, because that gave me a general idea of what they're doing. And on that look, what they would do usually, they would hit out these 3 techniques outside the tackle, drop these ends out, and then they would really just penetrate right here. So when they did that, I would call it to this side because I see the safety roll over to this side, which means I'd go to him. We'd make the slide call to this side. We'd be setting right here to this. As soon as
Let's stop it. Your base protection here is what? It's a mic protection?
Yeah, mic protection.
Okay,
Look,
all right.
yeah.
So
that's how I always call
so-
it. I'd call it to the mic or anything like that.
So you
and
didn't
base
have like
off
a
of
jet
that.
protection, it's like always a mic protection?
Yeah, that's how we were. We'd get either a 6-man or a 5-man call, and then from there I'd take over and I'd call
Perfect,
different
okay.
things out from
So
that.
you're working to the mic here, go ahead.
Yeah, so we're working to the mic, and then running back's going to take this will,
Right.
and then they're man on to this side. And as soon as these tackles feel these ends dropping out, they're coming back inside looking to bump off. Everything's getting bumped back inside because we know this safety's coming down. And what he's doing, he's trying to come off of this running back to where he's in between me and the running back on that. So what we would do, everything would get bumped back inside. The tackles would take over these 3 techniques. These guards would end up taking over these backers. If he's on a different plane, then if the running back's on a different plane than the guard's not going to be able to bump it off and get back. So we'd leave that guy for the running back, and he'd come back inside. And then at that point, we have 2-on-1 on the strong safety coming in, and then we could do some damage to that guy when he came in.
So you're seeing this guy mulling around before the snap.
Yeah.
And you see the free safety kind of cheating over here. So you see there's really they're not going to bring edge pressure, but it looks like they're going to bring that 3 in the middle. Are you saying something like, hey guys, alert safety, we got 3 up the middle.
I'm alerting it to it right now. I'm telling them, alert triple in, watch for triple in coming right here. And I do that. And they ran it 2 different ways. This is how they generally run it. But in longer situations, they'd go straight man across cover 0, and they'd still bring these ends.
Yeah.
So then we couldn't get back to it, and we'd have to throw off of him.
Yeah, throw hot off
Yeah.
someone. Well, let's talk about it. You'll see some little hey diddle diddle a little bit in the NFL. Let's just talk about double A gap pressure. You're gonna see a ton of this in the NFL. As you're a center here, and it can be empty or 6-man, doesn't really matter here. So let's say you're sliding here to the left.
Yeah.
How are you making sure this is in the NFL? You're gonna see a lot of this. They're gonna pick here and come right here and bring this guy around. Or they're gonna try to get you and the running back on different levels, right? The back's gonna try to block this guy here, and then it's like, oops, then you run into the running back. It's a big mess right in the middle, which probably is not great for a camera. So here, draw those guys back in there. What's your mindset when you come up and you see that, the strong safety is, let's just put him in too high for now. He's not in there. You're not getting through the middle.
Yeah.
So what do you think
we saw this a lot too.
So you're sliding to the left here.
Yeah.
What are you thinking as a center not trying to not get picked?
Yeah, so we saw this a lot too in different games this year. And my biggest thing with this is I didn't want to overcommit to sliding to that side because of how much we saw it. So my first step, I'd be setting vertical off the ball with my eyes on the backer I'm sliding to, but with this offhand right here ready for this guy. And I'm grabbing him as soon as I can, feeling him. If I feel him coming to pick me, I'm going to pull him over my face right now. And as soon as I pull him over, that shuts down the lane for this guy to come into. He has to go right here, and now it's a clear lane right there for that back. Some teams would even, when they do this, they wouldn't try to fight hard across my face. They would really just try to run right off my butt right here because we were doing it so much, and I was able to pull these guys over so easily that started happening. So in that look, I'd set right here. If I look at him, if I see him start, shuffling around like he's about to loop, from right there, I'd turn right here, and I'd start driving this guy wide and really just clear it up for the back. Anything you're trying to do, though, you're trying to clear it up for the back as soon as possible.
Dude, that's what I would do to you, too. If I was doing that, I would not try to cross your face. I would I would just come in here, I try to deflect off you and just keep running right here to try to get you guys to block the same guy. You're going to see the tackles, you don't play tackle, and you probably won't. A lot of times they do that with TEs now. They don't really, they're not like just rushing upfield to rush upfield. On a TE, they're rushing to hit the tackle, and then they're bouncing back to the quarterback. Aaron Donald had an incredible sack doing that against the Cowboys this year. So they're trying to find ways to clue you in. So what if you're playing an NFL game? Let me see that black marker real quick. Play an NFL game, and it's third. Let's say it's 3rd and 7. And they're just playing. Whatever they're playing. So you got the nickel here. Okay, you got the Mike, the Will, corner. Let's just use the free. Whatever, it doesn't matter where the safeties are. Okay, actually, I don't want the Mike and Will there. They're back off the ball, right? No pressure look whatsoever. You have 2-3 techniques, okay? And they kind of want you to set. They kind of want you to sit in the middle. And both your guards say, "Hey, man, I need help. I need help on this play. Who are you helping?"
Yeah. On this look, if it's a 6-man protection, I'm going to help the left side just because I know we have that back on that side if anything
So
goes
you're
wrong.
going to screw the right. You're going to screw me if I ask you for help.
It also depends on game plan. Who's the better rusher? If I have a better rusher in a 3 technique, I'll slide to that side. But
Playing center is nice when there's 2-3 techniques, huh?
yeah, it is.
Just kind of
Clear
sit
it
back
up
there,
and set up a big
just
hit.
have a fun day. All right, it's great to have Creed on the board talking about his favorite plays. We can see obviously knows what he's doing, got a lot on his plate, handling it great. Great to have him on the board. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.